Hey guys, and welcome back to Culture Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. I'm Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Pepe. And this week, we are technically revisiting something, but in a different medium.
Yeah.
We're talking about Oshi no Ko live action.
Yeah, probably the form of media which is probably the worst way to get Oshi no Ko. Like, it's one of those ones where like we've done live actions before and it's very hit and miss whether they're gonna be good or not.
Yes.
And you've read the manga, like the first chapter, didn't you? Or the first 3 chapters or something like that.
Yeah, I read like 3 chapters.
Yeah. Because I watched the anime and I read the first chapter. And then eventually I got hooked on the manga. And I actually completed the manga at one point. We'll get into that in a bit. But the live action is something that dropped, what was it, like last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 28th, 2024.
Like around the time that like the manga actually ended as well. So the manga ended late last year as well, so
Okay.
that is also what inspired me to finish reading it, because I was like, if I don't finish now, they're gonna take it off Manga Plus, and I'm not gonna be able to read it again. So I was like, I need to get this done by a certain point.
Fair point.
But yes, Oshi no Ko live action. Do we need to give a rundown of what this is? Like just a little recap, maybe.
Yeah, sure. It's been a while for myself and you, Pepe, because I was like, we did an episode. Let me see if I can like pull up any of the old notes. Dude, we did that like a year and a half ago.
Is it that long ago? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That feels like it feels a lot
Yeah.
more recent, and I didn't realize that. Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
Same. That's what I thought.
Mm.
Anyway, Oshi no Ko, created by Akasaka. TV series is produced by Toei Company. Sorry, that's a typo. That should say Toei. That's my bad. Toei Company and Amazon Prime Video. Directed by Hana Matsumoto and Smith.
Oh.
That confused the hell out of me.
Smith.
Everywhere I looked, yeah, I wanted to double check,
Who's Smith?
and it literally is just Smith.
Is it like Mr. Anderson from the Matrix? Agent Smith.
I don't know.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, it's Hugo Weaving.
Sorry. Carry.
Oh man, it was written by Ayako Kitagawa, music by Fox Capture Plan. Originally aired November 28th, 2024 to December 5th, 2024, 8 episodes, and a movie.
What? Oh, okay.
So the TV series has 8 episodes,
Right.
and to finish off the whole thing, there was I think like an hour and a half movie.
Right, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Do I do the breakdown of what the series is? Or like people know by now, right?
Maybe go through like a little breakdown. Like.
Oh, okay. Goro is a gynecologist and idol fan who's in shock after his favorite star, Ai, announces an impromptu hiatus. Little does Goro realize that he's about to forge a bond with her that defies all common sense. Thank you, IMDb.
Right. Is this the one that we got from the previous Oshi no Ko?
No, the previous one, that was before I started noting down where I got it from.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I got the last one from, but the last one's like way longer, so probably a wiki or something.
Yeah. That's interesting, because like that's one thing. I'm gonna get straight into this right now, because that breakdown there, you don't really get that much detail within the first few episodes at all.
No.
Like the way this live action is structured is completely different from the anime and manga. Like it's
That's the only point I know is different
yeah.
because of what I read.
Yes.
I never actually went back and finished the series.
Yeah.
So everything I watched in the live action, I was like, I suppose that happened. I don't know.
How many episodes did you watch?
I watched all 8.
You watched all that? I finished episode 5, so I've still got 3 episodes left.
Okay.
But I finished the series, so I kind of know the general gist of what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when we did our last episode, I think read 3 chapters of it.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh yeah, I can pretty much see where this is going,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And I remember you hadn't got to the bit where, spoiler alert, I dies.
Yep.
And you were like, yeah, I could probably predict where this series is going. I was like, bro, you don't know the half of where this is going. You don't know where this is going.
I did not foresee any of what I watched. I didn't foresee that she died.
Yeah.
I didn't foresee that it was going to turn into like a revenge story.
Nah.
Like, I did not see any of that coming at all.
Yeah. But like, just speak on Oshinoko as a whole, like it included the manga, anime, everything, like the whole series. It's like when the anime aired, it took an hour and a half. Like that was actually a full length, full movie as a full first episode, basically.
Mm.
And you can see why they did it, because in the manga, like they don't get round to that point until chapter 5, I think it is. Like maybe even later or earlier, I'm not too sure, with the eye death moment.
Okay.
So you can see why they made that first episode of the anime longer, so it could actually get to that point that hooks you in. Whereas, like, obviously this live action as well is an hour long, so they've pretty much condensed down all those, like, the first bits of that series into that hour. However, they skip all of the original backstory bit.
Yeah.
As someone that hasn't watched the last 3 episodes, do they actually address that? They must do, right? They might.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They must. Like, it's just they're leaving it later.
It's not until literally, I'm pretty sure it's the next episode, episode 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's when you see a flashback of Goro and
Yes.
Sarina. Like, there's that flashback, and then you get that sort of tie-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it was strange because, like, that was the only part I knew.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah.
So when I was watching this series, I was like, what is all of this?
Oh my god, the first scene must have thrown you off completely. Well, you actually knew that was going to happen, though. You knew that bit happened, the talking babies bit.
Yeah.
Like,
That part I knew because of, like, clips and stuff.
okay, yeah.
But I tell you what, though, that CG.
Oh.
That was creepy.
Nah, I did not like that. You know, like, when, like,
I didn't like that either.
you'll probably remember, like, when we were kids, there was those, like, early 2000s movies where it's like cats versus dogs, cats and dogs, or something like that, where the dogs are, like, talking, but, like, the mouth is moving along with it. But obviously the animals aren't talking, but they've CGI'd it, and it looks really fucking freaky.
Yeah.
It's the same levels of that. Like, why are they, like, it feels weird. Like, I completely forgot about that moment in the series until watching it. I was like, oh, jump scare.
To me, that was like those old, like, you know, like Annoying Orange or whatever. It's just
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
filmed their mouth and then put it over.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like to me, watching those babies like talk. And I was like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm kind of glad they don't focus on it for too long, because it is,
Oh, yeah.
like, I think out of the whole of the live action, that's probably the most painful bit for me. That was just like, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
what am I getting into? It's like, yeah.
That was easily the most uncomfortable moment.
And the funniest thing about that is, if you've never read or watched the Oshinoko anime or read the manga,
Yeah, you'd be like, what the
that is the
what the
first
fuck is
scene.
going
That's
on?
the first scene you see, and it's like, wait, what am I watching? What is this? It's like, wait, what? What am I getting? Oh yeah, this is the manga. This is the anime that took over Full Metal Alchemist on my anime list. At the time, it's probably not on top anymore. But like, but man, that was a thing to behold. That.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad though.
Mhm,
Okay. It was real babies. Okay.
yeah.
So it was not going to happen.
Mhm.
But I was kind of sad I didn't get to see the babies do the whole glow stick routine.
I mean, Nathan, considering that the CGI on the mouths are pretty bad as it is, did you if we saw, it's gonna be like it's gonna be just like some weird as hell CGI that is gonna be even
Yeah.
worse. You know, it wouldn't have gone down well at all to watch.
No, it would not. It would have. It would have gone awfully. But at the same time, as someone who's only read 3 chapters and then only
Yeah.
seen gifs, memes,
Yeah.
clips, that's like the most iconic thing I know.
That is jokes. Okay, the thing is, a lot of those early moment bits I've kind of forgotten about because the series has progressed so much.
Yeah, it's also been a while since it was
Yeah.
like the hottest thing, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those things, like, we did that episode back then because, like, that was just as if that was a month or so after the anime had launched and everyone was hyping over it
Yeah.
like crazy.
We came to that late for that episode as well.
We did, yeah. I think, like, we picked up on it a month after it, like, got big, and then we did, like, that episode a month after that, so it's probably 2 months after.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of time between it. But at the same time, like, it got quite a reputation. the series,
Mm.
especially when the anime was about. And I think like it got a little bit of pickup as well when the manga ended. I think it's a very controversial ending with the manga. I don't know how the movie goes about either, because
I couldn't find it. I thought it was on Amazon Prime Video when I went to go watch the series, but then when I finished the series, I went to go look for it, and I don't know if I dreamed it was on there or not, but it ain't there. So I've not even finished.
Right, okay. So, like, considering the pace of the live action, I think if it's a movie as well, if it's roughly about 2 hours long, I reckon with a bit of cut down on it, they probably could complete the whole series, I reckon.
Okay.
Like, obviously, adaptation, you need to cut around a few things, like, regardless.
Yeah.
This live action series is actually very loyal to, like, minus the like cutting around the backstory and stuff like that. It's actually quite loyal to the source material as well, which I was quite surprised by.
Oh, okay. That's good to know then.
Because you know, like when you get adaptations, we always talk about this. Like you can't make it bit for bit, but like they've made it work, and it works really well considering it's paced quite decently.
It's funny you bring that whole bit up because that's like a big section of some of the live action, because you know there's the whole Tokyo Blade filming.
Yes, I've just got to that. Yeah,
That is almost the exact same thing where it's like you gotta expect some sort of compromise.
That's
like
it,
it
yeah.
can't be super loyal
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
And now you're saying it, I'm like, huh, they even covered that in the show.
Yeah. And that's very meta considering. I do like that. It's definitely not the intention when the creator was writing that, but it's quite ironic that it's fallen into it that way.
It's funny. It is really funny.
It's especially ironic considering how loyal the material is. But no, it's yeah, strangely loyal. And actually, like, I was quite surprised at how good this was as well. I like again, I said it's quite loyal to the source material. How did you find this as well? As like as a whole, as a new person coming into the series, like only reading those 3 chapters, how did you find the series?
But it was very watchable. I thought it was really good, to be fair. Like, as live actions go, based off of manga and stuff,
Yeah.
it's one of the better ones I've seen.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And they really nailed it on the acting. Pepe and I often bring up the acting because it's probably changing now, or has been for a while, but like Pepe and I are so used to like the old overreacting comedy style Japanese acting, just, you know, like their live TV, you know, it's all just like,
Yeah.
Nani. It's like, it's none of that.
Yeah.
It's like really good. There are times where I'm like, fuck, man, they knocked it out of the park with these emotions. Like when I dies and young Aqua, the actor, that kid, oh my god.
They really did well on the.
That was so good.
I think like because of like a lot of that first episode is so focused on like what happens like Ai's death and Aqua and Ruby growing up. I think they absolutely they did really well on casting those two young kids there. They did really well.
Yeah, those kids knocked it out of the park, honestly.
Yeah, really well.
Considering the things they had to like say, especially like young Aqua being based off of like a character where he's a man in a man's brain, essentially in a kid's body. Like that kid killed it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's again a very meta thing where the director's talking to him and he's like, as a child actor, you actually really, you took on my words on quite well and all that kind of stuff. And meanwhile, it's also a child actor in live. So there's more layers to that than you'd think when you're looking at it.
Yeah.
But like touching on the emotional bit, I think it was episode 3, I think it is. And it's Akane on the bridge.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And not only is the acting really good in those scenes, it's also the fucking cinematography as well. Like I was looking at it, I was like, these shots are absolutely gorgeous. Where like it's a close up like of her in the rain, like where she's about to jump off.
Yeah.
And then there's an angle where it's just her in the corner in the street light, and there's all these like colors coming through in the rain. I'm like, geez, this looks gorgeous. This is absolutely like perfection in terms of like.
Honestly, it's really, really well done.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on story-wise, but honestly, as a TV show, incredibly watchable.
Yeah.
I did not want to stop at times. I had to because it was like late and I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
but I really didn't want to stop. And that's
Mm.
another thing that I was like really disappointed I couldn't watch the movie to finish off the series, because I was like, if this is what they've been doing for episodes, what can they achieve as a movie?
Yeah, that's it. With that bigger budget, you'd hope it's a larger budget with that. So I was looking into it just there, and the movie launched on December 20th, 2024. So I think because the series had just finished on Amazon,
Yeah.
there's probably like a little bit of like it's a bit too soon to put on the streaming platforms right now. I guess for us, it's like it should be a different story for us. It should be available to us.
I mean, it should, and it's also like licensed directly by Amazon.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the problem is. You know what I mean? Like,
Come on, yeah. Maybe it will drop on eventually.
Maybe.
And I kind of like, I do want to finish watching the live action because, like you said, this is very watchable. This is like back to back, like you could just keep going. Because, like, originally my plan was like, look, if I can't get round to watching the full 8 episodes, because it's been a bit busy week for me,
yeah.
like, I'll try and like at least watch the first 2. And then, because I know what goes on anyway, I can talk to Nate about it and I can do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, I got home today, I finished the second episode. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just keep watching because this is actually just so enjoyable and stuff like that. I was like, I'm just going to keep going with it. I'm going to like go as far as I can with it. And then, yeah, got up to the end of episode 5. And it also like reminds you of stuff like, you know, when you haven't read a series in a while,
Yeah.
or like you finished it and then you go back to it and you're like, oh, I forgot this part happens, because you remember the key plot points. Like the Tokyo Blade stuff, I was like, oh yeah, that's how that character gets introduced, or that's how this happens. And then I was like, oh, and that's the plot point that the writer wants to change everything as well. And you're like, oh yes, I remember this. It comes flooding back to you on all those moments. No, it's
Bruh.
it's good. It's
Not only is the show really good, but each episode has its own ending.
yes, yeah.
And Fox Capture Plan, like, I think they did a pretty good job. Like, ending 1, my first story, Akuma, I was like,
yeah.
hey, yo, my first story? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. One OK Rock fans, you better catch up, right? That's Taka's brother. That's his band. Like, and then I was also really, really into ending 3, Orange Youth by The Ice.
Oh, I added that. Yeah.
I added that too. I put it on because I was like, yo,
that was a good
that
one.
is
yeah.
a tune.
I added that as well. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a vibe. I like this one. A fun fact as well. Did you know that the actor that plays Memcho is an actual idol/singer?
I figured. Did you know
Yeah.
how many idols are in the actual cast?
I didn't look into the whole thing, but like I tried to like look at the main cast. But go on.
So Asuka Saito, who played Ai, is an ex-idol.
Oh right, yeah.
Nagisa Saito, who is Ruby, is also an ex-idol.
No. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So like I didn't research too much more because I was looked at those two
Yeah.
specifically, because and I sent the notes to Pepe. We both noticed the same thing. There's a lot of Saitos
Yeah.
in the cast. Out of curiosity, I was like, are they all related? Because the actor for Ai, Ruby, and Young Ruby all have the surname Saito. I was
Yeah.
just like curious.
And it's quite a coincidence that they're all like obviously within that same family group as well. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, is that intentional? Is that a thing, or is that like what's going on there?
Exactly. I was like, are they related? But yeah, it turns out Asuka Saito
Mm-hmm.
was an idol.
Yeah.
And Nagisa Saito, also an idol. She, as far as my research went, she retired or graduated from idol activities like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Ah.
Yeah, so like fairly recent-ish. But I didn't know about Memcho, but I kind of figured that everyone who's part of Bikomachi and has lines and is a bigger character, I'm like, they
Yeah.
must have some sort of
Connection,
experience, right?
yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to put in so much work to catch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think like that's one thing. Like, I think it definitely works with the series well. It's a really good casting in that point. But the person that plays Memcho is called Ado.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've heard this name before. Where have I heard this? Realized we've added an Ado song to the Cultured Boys playlist. And do you know which one it is? It's actually more recent than you think. It's the Ranma Half opening.
Oh shit!
So she sang the Ranma Half opening, the one on Netflix.
Yo!
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
I was like, wherever I like, is it? I don't know. Wait, hold on. No.
That didn't click ever.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I should make sure that it is Ado. No. Hold on. No. No.
Is it not?
No. I've got the artist wrong. So it's not Ado is okay. Let me backtrack a little. Ado is the person that sang. Yes, I've got my artist mixed up here.
Oh, okay.
So Ado is a more famous artist than the one I'm referencing. Ado is the person that sang Uta in the One Piece film Red. Probably has a much larger career.
Whoa,
But
that's big too.
that's not her.
You lie.
I fucked up so badly there.
You did.
It's because it's gonna really annoy me now because like that's the name that came out. Obviously that's a thing. Where is it? Who plays Memcho? I gotta find this quick. Hold on, let me find this quick. Where is it?
Memcho is played by Anna.
Ano. Okay, so I was saying Ado, but he plays Uta and has a larger career as a singer. Ano is obviously the one who did the Ranma half opening.
Okay.
But still, it is not trying to discredit either of those artists. It's very close. It's a 1-letter difference in a 3-letter name. You gotta excuse me for that bit. I fucked up. Apologies. I realized like it was a really good point I was bringing up, and then I absolutely sullied it by getting the artist's name wrong. We're confused with another Japanese artist. Jeez.
That's the funniest part
yeah,
is you got it right the first time and then you backtracked.
Yeah.
And then you Yo, that's cool though.
Mm.
Because I fucking love that Ranma half opening.
Yeah, the Ranma half opening is that's the one I bet. Yeah, but no, yeah, it's a cool fact.
Sick.
It's a cool little fact, isn't it?
Whoa. Small world.
Yeah. I think that's another thing. In certain bits of the casting, I remember what was it Aqua a little bit. Bear in mind, I think these guys are supposed to be playing 15, 16-year-olds, I think. Is that right? They're in high school.
I think so, yeah.
There's certain times where like Aqua's actor kind of looks a little bit on the older side. He don't look 15. I'm gonna say that. Like,
okay, yeah, I get it. I get what you mean.
I think that's the only thing I'd say about it. Like, because other than that, like. Compared to the anime and manga, like I mean, appearances wise, they're all spot on. They all look exactly like they do in the series, pretty much.
From what I've seen, yeah, that's pretty good.
And like I do like the little because I'm glad they haven't put contacts in as well. This is one thing because obviously with Aqua and Ruby,
that would be distracting.
Like that is it, yeah. Like they do the little flashes here and there, like when there's a key plot point, or like they're like, this is my aspiration. You see the little bit of there's a little flash that happens and it's like, oh look, there it is.
Yeah,
but like obviously in the actual manga and anime those characters have that there all the time, but like here it's like, oh okay, cool. It's they just got the little bit here and there, like just little hint and then it's back to normal. I'm glad they done it that way because like you said, it would have been like, what the fuck's up with their eye? Are they okay? They got like pink eye or something like that? What the fuck's up with that?
Well, like the thing is, like I know that I've seen, you know, the cover art and stuff, and clips of the anime, so I know the characters have different eyes. But I think in a more realistic setting, and especially where they've tried to be close and like faithful, but not too overly faithful, which again, ironically hilarious considering everything that happens in the live action around Tokyo Blade. Very, very appropriate discussion. But like, I think it would be very distracting where they've done such a good job to make it all believable, like this is real life, to then just be like, except for 2 characters because they got really wacky eyes.
Yeah. I think we could excuse that one bit. Like, it's absolutely fine. Like, I think it's better like compared to other anime live actions where they've had to change the whole plot at one point.
The thing is that confuses me now, though, is if what you said is true, they've been hidden so well, but I had such unique eyes.
Yeah.
These kids have the same unique eyes, and at no point does anybody look at them and go, that's a bit coincidental.
Yeah.
That's strange. Never seen those eyes except for on that one idol that died.
It's like in the live action it makes sense, like because there's only that little flash here and there,
yeah,
because that's absolutely fine. In the manga and anime, that's a lot more like, wait, hold on, I've seen that kind of eye before, like no one else has it in the universe, which is quite fun.
Right, that's what I'm saying, like
one other person out of those 3 people and you can imagine who the hell that is as well, so it's like
because it's like in the live action, like you said, it makes sense. They have, you know, normal brown eyes, so it's like, oh, they're hidden, no one everyone knows, and you're like, that's believable. But again, where I didn't know shit about the story beforehand, now I've watched the live action version, and now going back thinking retroactively on things, I'm like, there's a massive plot hole already. Like, oh, this one really famous idol with the fucking star eyes. Oh shit, there's kids out there that also have a single star eye. I've never seen anyone else with that, but apparently they're not related. Oh my god, that would just be crazy.
I like to think that it's kind of related to one of the early episodes of Psyche K, where he explains why all the abnormalities in anime happen, like why everyone just gets away with having pink hair or like really wacky things.
Yeah, okay, fair.
And he's just like, yeah, it's and he's like, yeah, I made that happen. Like, I'm gonna say that it's Psyche's fault that it's all like that. I like to think these are in the same universe.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, that's the logical thing. Oh, man. I wanted to mention as well, something that just pops into my mind. It's like something that you don't get so often in the series because it is like you said, such a revenge-led plot, while also like showcasing the industry a little bit,
Yeah.
like in a fictional way, but also in a somewhat truthful way as well, because obviously this shit does go down. There's the comedy in this, in my like, even though the character has a lot of emotion coming through in them, it's Arima.
Oh yeah.
Because she has some great comedic timing. It's I think one of my two of my favorite moments where I think it's where the girls tell her, "Oh, you're gonna be the center in Bikamachi, and how are you gonna react?" And she's like, "Turn that camera off now."
Oh yeah. She does have some brilliant lines.
Yeah.
Or it's like you know when they're asking her to join and Aqua calls her out to the gym and she's all like, oh my god, he's gonna confess.
Yeah.
And she's like practicing and stuff. And then it's Ruby walks over and she's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And it's like, Lolly Senpai, I would like you to join and become an idol. And she's like, huh? You're just like, fucking hell.
I think like even though like I think we're always a little bit like when it comes down to Japanese acting, we're like those kind of ones, it's like a little bit off it. She does it like so well. I think there's certain bits in this.
Those are acceptable though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because those really work. If fucking someone walks up to you like and you think, oh, this is gonna happen, and then someone else comes over and goes, nickname person that I haven't shown any respect to, I want you to do this really big thing with me. You'd be like, what?
And like in the Japanese dialects as well, that's the thing that is the natural way of doing it. So it's like it's not like it's not overplayed. It's
you probably would be like, huh?
Yeah. Like wow. What was there was another bit as well. You know where they're filming the live action of that that romance one? I think it's in episode 2, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because Aqua's doing this really like cool like stalker performance, and she's like, "Oh, how am I supposed to follow that?" And then like, was it Melt? Turns out, I fucking love the name Melt as well because it's freaking hilarious. He just steps in, gives an awful performance, and then she's like, "What? How am I supposed to follow that up?" Because he's so bad. And it's like
that whole thing was funny too. It's just that every time that dude shows up, and it's like,
oh man,
that in itself is a good job, like delivering those like really off flat lines as well, where it's like Aqua comes in and he's like being all broody and you're like, oh, believable, and then some dude turns around and he's like, hey, you don't come any closer and stay away from my girl.
Like, overacted, I put his other, hey, that's not cool. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You know what I mean? Like, that in itself was some great comedy.
I feel like it's like it's quite a talent to be like, as an actor giving casting someone, you have to play a bad actor in an actual film.
Yeah, right.
It's like there's more layers to this as well. It is great. I like because he does come back into it as well. Like does he come back into the live action bits that you've seen in episodes 6, 7, and 8 at all?
No.
Okay, cool. Because he does come back eventually as well. In the manga, he did anyway.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like later half, like second half of the series, he does come back into it, and yeah.
I don't know, maybe maybe he's in the movie, but pretty much after that, you never see him again in the
Yeah.
live action
That's okay. That's interesting. Yeah.
because they move on. Like it's like it moves on from project to project as
Yeah.
well. So it's like it's the romance series, then
Mhm.
it's the reality show, and then it's Tokyo Blade.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Because Tokyo Blade as well. That bit's a TV show, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a live action like drama.
Because at one point there's a stage show as well, and I think that's where he comes back into it. But they might cut the stage show bit.
They did because I hadn't seen anything. There's no stage show.
I think they might cut that out of the movie if the movie plans on ending things.
Yeah.
I think they might actually end up cutting the stage show bit, and Melt might not actually come back at all. To be fair,
Oh no.
because yeah, I won't say what happens in the last, obviously, because I don't want to spoil anything. Like that'd be
Yeah,
so-
please don't. 'Cause I either need to find a way to watch this movie, or I need to just go off and watch the anime and
Yeah.
like re-watch everything.
I'd say like the best way to get into this, like if you don't watch the live action, I'd say if you can, I'd say maybe get into the manga, just because the anime hasn't finished yet.
Okay.
Because I think it's only been one season, so I imagine there must be a season 2 in production. I'd think anyway.
Fair. Okay.
But the manga does a really good job of it, and you read the first few bits of the manga as well, so like it's a good.
I did, but I'm still a little burned out on manga.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I think I'm like I've pretty much only stayed with like the handful of series I have right now. But let me see if there's a season 2 of the anime coming out. Oh well, apparently season 2 did come out.
I was gonna say I feel like I remember there already being a season 2.
Yeah, it came out last year, so between July and October last year.
Okay.
Oh, and that No way, that actually finishes with Tokyo Blade.
Oh wow! I would basically.
Whoa, hold on a second. So it's nuts because season 2, I'm reading. I was like, oh, what happens in episode 13 of season 2? And the summary is the creator of Tokyo Blade isn't happy with the unfaithful adaptation of her manga and demands a revision of the entire script. And then I'm like, wait, isn't that episode? That's the end of episode 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if anything, the live action is further than the manga. than the anime even.
Wow.
So yeah, season 2 of the anime has. I didn't even realize it came out, but there we go.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, after you finish the live action, which you have, or if you catch up with the movie, then I guess the natural bit is the.
Well, I mean, I've finished most of it.
Yeah.
This falls into the same problem I have with anime and anime movies, because I'm now like, God fucking damn it, I couldn't finish my goddamn series because I can't fucking find a movie. Fuck's sake.
Oh my days. Yeah. So it's. I mean, you just gotta hope that the movie does release on Amazon. I think that's the only way that you're gonna be able to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's also keep an eye on it as well, like when it does drop. How do you even know when it drops? Because like
I don't know.
like Netflix, at least you see like, oh, there's like reports on these things or whatever. But Amazon Prime doesn't like let you know that this thing's coming. Like you just have to hope that you go on Amazon Prime Video one day and it's like, oh look, it's there. I'll watch that now.
Just check every day. I gotta remember to check every day. Be like, oh, Oshi no Ko.
Because that's how every single day, day 256 of looking for the Oshinoko movie. It's like that guy that kept on counting down until Golden Wind anime got announced. Like just make a website specifically waiting for it. I mean, this is a different situation because the movie's technically already out. But oh man, one day you'll.
One day.
I mean, that's the funny thing about it, because like I only stumbled upon this when I was browsing through Prime. I was like, oh look, there's a live action. This was like, I feel this was in our potentials for a while as well. This
Yeah.
like we sat on this episode for quite a bit because we were like, oh, when do we do this? And now it's like, oh, okay.
It's probably because we both were like, we did that Oshi no Ko episode like pretty recently. We should probably
Yeah.
give it a break. And then it's almost been
Yeah.
2 years. So
Yeah, it's like it's a good timing for it, I guess. Like, because I think there was a bunch of other things like live actions that we wanted to get through as well. In terms of
yeah.
that Yu-Gi-Oh one, for one, is the one that stands out on Amazon
Oh
Prime.
yeah, yeah, man. We only picked the best things. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very selective. But honestly, like as someone that kind of like went into it with a little bit of like skepticism, I was like, how good is this gonna be compared to the manga or anime? Like it actually is a solid adaptation and probably one of the better live actions we've seen in recent years. So I'm like, I'd highly recommend it for any Yoshino fans out there and anyone that isn't as well. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I'd say in terms of live actions from recent times,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say at least to me as watchable as the One Piece live action.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty high up there,
Mm-hmm.
if not on par. Honestly,
Mm-hmm. Like realistically, yeah, it has some beautiful shots. The acting's actually quite solid. Casting's good. Like everything about it is actually a proper solid live action. So yeah, I think from both of us, I say check it out. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say on this, Nathan? Before we wrap this up, I guess.
If you are going to comment, please no spoilers.
Yeah, okay, that is a very good point. Yeah, like I know we're always like no spoiler, like spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Yeah, like those spoilers past of the Tokyo Blade stuff. Let's say that. let's be kind. Let's be kind.
I would just say no spoilers in general.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Blanket rule. Yeah.
Just because it's me who hasn't seen the ending. There might also just be a bunch of people who have never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just not do that.
Okay. Yeah. What he said. No spoilers in the comments. Be mindful, guys. Love you. Right. And on that note, we're going to end this episode here, guys. Thank you for listening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button for future Cultured Boys videos. Check the links in our description. We've got our podcast platforms down there. And we will see you guys next time for another Cultured Boys episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.